Hi, this is a quick look at what we mean by journaling for this course. The journal is a place for you to process, apply, and generate some questions in your own mind as you process this material. And you'll be prompted by things that we'll be reading, maybe some videos we'll look at. There's some podcast elements in the course as well. And this is a way for you to kind of process it for yourself. And so it's a little bit different in some ways. Some things that are used in a lot of MBA classes, but let's dig in and give this a try. The idea is write roughly 200 words each week, and it's not a fancy composition as an academic paper, but clear writing in which you might refer to anything particular that stands out to you as you answer these kinds of questions. What are 2 or 3 ideas that struck me this week? Now, for each idea, just unpack it a little bit. So for the first thing that struck you, why was it striking? What about it stood out in your mind or caught your attention? How does it shape or challenge your thinking? Maybe give you some brand new ideas, maybe raise some questions about the way you were thinking about this particular topic before. And then the third one is for each of these things that struck you, these ideas that struck you, what's a question or two that are raised in your mind? Now, these are not questions necessarily you want me to answer, but you're posing it because that is a terrific way to learn, right? That you've read some material, you've processed it. Hopefully some of it's taking root in your memory, but you're asking yourself another question or two, which is a great way to set yourself up for more learning related to that particular topic. So that's the idea of writing a question, not just reporting what you've read, but to let me in on your processing. Now in Blackboard, you'll see in the content area 3 links like this, and you'll notice that there's actually 3 journals. And so this really is one long journal, but it's broken into 3 pieces, weeks 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and week 7 and 8. And in each journal, you'll write, a couple hundred words for each week. So week 1, you'll have an entry. Week 2 and week 3, you'll have an entry in that first. Think of it kind of like a notebook, your first notebook. And I can correspond with you, respond to you. At the end of each notebook, so to speak, you'll have some evaluations, maybe some of my own reflections or questions to be kind of in dialogue with you around your thinking as you make your way through the class. Now, there are 3 of them. And again, each one is kind of a notebook. And this is reflection, application, and kind of really working with the ideas, working with the material. Not a formal report, not a research paper by any means, but just to get yourself repeatedly into the mindset of, so what? What does that do for me? Right? And I'd be really surprised if there weren't at least 2 or 3 things that kind of got your attention one way or another as we make our way through the course. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do in writing, and I'll be kind of corresponding and responding to you as we use this journal technique throughout the course. As always, if there's questions or concerns, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to discuss it. And maybe if it's something that I think a lot of people will be interested in, maybe I'll just post it even in the announcements part of the course to clarify things. So there we go. I'll look at the journaling, and I hope you find this helpful, and really looking forward to see how you process these materials as we get on well into week 1. Take care.